Today, we're exploring Bird Box. Join us as we uncover the hidden details and thrilling plot twists that make this post-apocalyptic thriller a must-watch. Let's dive in. The film begins with Malorie Hayes telling her children they are going on a trip. The girl and boy listen intently as Malorie tells they will boat a river for several days. The goal is to reach a remote forest house to meet other buddies, but there's a catch. If the kids remove their blindfolds, even accidentally, they'll be in trouble the whole trip. Following instructions, Malorie blindfolds them and walks them outside. Pet birds are also brought. A boat awaits them at the riverbank. Malorie throws it into the river, climbs in with the kids, and sets out. After that, the film flashes back 5 years. Malorie, 8 months pregnant, wants to be an artist. After her divorce, she's still battling with stress. She receives news from her sister Jessica while painting. She said everyone was stocking up on groceries at the department store as it approached. Malorie, who remains alone following the divorce, is oblivious. So she turns on TV. She was surprised to see all the news networks reporting on a mystery Eastern European pandemic. Virus symptoms are bizarre. After infection, people will desire to do the inconceivable. They become monsters after the infection takes over their brains. Malorie isn't concerned. Malorie has never heard of airplanes since she thinks the pandemic is far away. Jessica eventually brings her to the doctor. At the hospital, Dr. Laffin evaluates Malorie to see if she's ready to have children. Malorie pauses before replying yes. On the way back, she sees something odd. Women keep hitting their heads on glass. Malorie realizes that bath salts, the European outbreak, have arrived in the US. She goes outside and tells Jessica they must go home now. Pandemonium had set in by the time they leave. Hundreds of affected people are attempting suicide. Cars collide, people fall, and other terrible incidents occur. This is spreading quicker than idiotic TikTok challenges. Jessica drives through the pandemonium and appears to get home. Her eyes stop and she stares at something only she can see. Malorie tries to awaken Jessica but fails. Suddenly, the automobile crashes fatally. The sisters survive, but Jessica, still shocked, performs the unimaginable. The city has become a battle zone, so Malorie has no time to mourn. People are dying everywhere. Malorie trips and falls while following people to safety. A woman leaves her home to help Malorie after seeing her struggle. Despite her husband's objections, the evil thing possesses her, killing her. After staring at the phantom thing, the woman enters a flaming car. Soon, it explodes, killing her instantly. Tom helps Malorie up and rushes her home after the awful incident. In the house are owner Greg, his friend Douglas, and Machine Gun Kelly. Hey, what's up? The next scenario takes place in the main chamber, where everyone discusses the mysterious monster causing global chaos. Charlie, a grocery store worker, thinks it's the end of the world, while others think God did it. Everyone knows the creature is untouchable and that looking at it kills. Malorie, still grieving her sister's death, is consoled by Tom. An hour ago, she was joyful and stress-free, but now her world has turned upside down. Later, everyone boards up the doors and windows. They want no one to look outside. Presently, Malorie and her kids have been on the boat for 6 hours. They may cover themselves with a blanket to remove their blindfolds. Malorie checks her walkie-talkie for a close person, but only hears the invisible thing whispering her name. After returning to the house, Malorie and the other survivors coexist. Olympia, a survivor, begs to enter at the door. After Douglas refuses, the others convince him to let her in. Olympia arrives pregnant. Greg has an idea later. He checks the CCTV cameras to see what's happening outside. Many doubt the notion, yet none object. Greg watches the footage on his computer. He freezes when he notices something. It appears the entity possesses him. After hearing a huge bang from his room, the others rush to investigate and discover Greg in his own blood. This shows them that the creature may possess them via the computer, so they destroy it immediately. It's been 14 hours since the family rode in the river. Malorie hears a man say, "It's okay to take off her blindfold." She urges the youngsters to lay low and wear blindfolds since the individual may be contaminated. The approaching voice says he has food. He says he saw a friendly creature. He leaps at the boat, but Malorie is ready. She kills him with a machete. We return to the past where the group is starving in the next scene. Malorie, Tom, and others go to a local department shop where Charlie worked as help is doubtful. GPS guides them as they paint automobile windows black. GPS beeps fiercely during their route, signaling the thing is nearby. Tom rescues them and takes them into the store. The group runs inside and grabs anything they can. Malorie takes some pet birds home. A man screams from the freezer as the group finishes searching. He complains about being detained for days and running out of food. The birds start making noise as Tom and the others enter the door and believe his narrative. It appears they can sense neighboring possessed people. Suddenly, the freezer man acts like a demon. Tom and the others try to contain him, but he's too powerful. After realizing everyone will die if he comes out, Charlie sacrifices himself to save them. Malorie and Douglas hear a garage noise that night while talking in the kitchen. Machine Gun Kelly and his girlfriend fled with their lone car. "I gotta go find my boy Travis," This area is toxic. Peace. Presently, the family has spent 24 hours on the river. Malorie crashes the boat into an old truck due to fatigue. The youngster falls into the river with their goods. Malorie saves the youngster and docks the boat near shore. After warning the children to stay put, she heads into the woods to find supplies. She finds an abandoned hospital with a thin rope and collects food and clothes. The thing calls Malorie as she runs outdoors. The little girl at the shore is nervous because her mom departed an hour ago. She defies Malorie and searches the jungle for her. Unfortunately, the thing speaks to her and suggests she remove her blindfold to see the green wilderness. Little child is convinced, but Malorie drags her away before she can do it. The three board the boat and continue their voyage. In the next scene, Olympia lets suspicious-looking Gary into the residence. The others are furious she decided without consulting anyone. However, Gary is examined and allowed to stay. He then asserts that others are not blindfolded outside. They've adapted to the entity. Everyone believes him except Douglas, the old man, who pulls out his revolver and orders him out. Greg's mother Cheryl knocks him out with a vase. The group locks Douglas in the garage. Olympia apologizes excessively for causing difficulties and being a burden, but Malorie tells her she did nothing wrong. As they bond, the pregnant ladies agree to raise their children if one dies. Olympia receives a Hello Kitty toy from Malorie at her baby shower. The girl holds Olympia's toy now, proving she is her daughter. Malorie blankets herself and the kids as they approach the rapids, warning them that this will be the most perilous portion. She then says one must remove their blindfold and navigate. Both innocent kids want to help, but Malorie is stuck. She will not abandon them. After some thought, Malorie determines no one will look. They will fight the rapids and let God decide. Oh, Malorie must be possessed. Malorie and Olympia have labored together before. The suspicious Gary is doing something creepy downstairs while Tom and Cheryl help the women upstairs. He shows off his monster pills, revealing his possession. It appears that his goal is to infect everyone here, one of the entity's few messengers. He first puts Malorie's birds in the fridge to prevent them from waking others. Gary then tears newspapers from the window. Gary, damn it. Olympia has a girl and Malorie a boy, delighting everyone. Unfortunately, bliss is fleeting. Malorie glances aside as Gary enters and raises the window blinds. Olympia is unlucky. Possession leads her to commit the unimaginable from the window. She mysteriously gives Malorie her daughter before she can do so. Old Cheryl must open her eyes once she dies. Her death is painful too. Douglas arrives with his gun and shoots Gary in the arm. They fight. Douglas also ends. Tom kills the freak with his gun before he can kill more people. He, Malorie, and the kids are alone. 5 years pass, and the four live in a remote woods house. Even the birds are well. The youngsters have adjusted to life away from the city's ills. Their names are still unknown. Tom chastises Malorie, but she says it's not a priority. If Kratos calls him boy, so can I. One day, they hear noise outside and see a group of infected people in cars searching for the uninfected. This shows the couple that even this residence is unsafe. Malorie's walkie-talkie activates while they sleep that night. Rick speaks from the opposite side. In a safe complex with tons of food and supplies, he says. However, getting there will be difficult. Rick says they must fight severe rapids for several hours on the river. Before hanging up, he clarifies two things. Children cannot cross the river, and birds are the only way to reach the complex. The pair discusses it the next morning. Malorie doubts Tom's compound visit. After Gary's previous incident, she doesn't trust anyone. The next day, the infected folks return as the couple is scavenging at a nearby residence. Tom tells Malorie to take the kids and depart while he solves the problem because they don't have enough time. She almost cries, but she agrees for the kids' protection. After some time, Malorie packs and departs with the children through the back door, while Tom obtains a gun and faces the infected. He kills some before being shot. Tom removes his blindfold to finish them off. He becomes a monster and kills everyone one by one. He then commits the unthinkable. Malorie and the kids return home. As the movie begins, she briefs them on their journey. After 42 hours, they've reached the terrifying rapids. Malorie tries to navigate the waves, but the boat capsizes and everyone falls out. She grabs her kids and reaches land safely. After that, the three slowly walk through the woods. The invisible thing tries to get Malorie and the kids to unlock their blindfolds. Instead of listening to him, they follow the birds. Malorie bangs on the door like a crazy when they reach a large compound. Someone opens it and invites them in, after checking they're not contaminated. They encounter Rick inside, who says the property was a blind school. That's why nobody got sick here. Dr. Laughlin compliments Malorie on her cute kids. Malorie says Olympia, after pondering about her name. Tom, a truce. The movie concludes when she opens her bird box and releases the birds. Subscribe for more videos like this, enable notifications, and like to support the channel. Thanks for watching.